Chicago, August 10th, 2025. The date might not be circled in red on the official NFL calendar, but in the hearts of Bears fans, it's bold, underlined, and surrounded by fireworks. The Chicago Bears are back. The sound of helmets clashing, cleats digging into the turf, and the deafening roar of Soldier Field is about to fill the air again as the Bears face off against the Miami Dolphins in their first preseason game of the year. Now, some might dismiss preseason as meaningless. The standings don't count, the starters often rest after a few drives, and the games are more about evaluation than results. But here's the truth, for a team like the Chicago Bears, this isn't just a warm-up. This is a statement of intent. This is the first live-fire test of the Ben Johnson era. Training camp has already given us a taste of what's coming. The joint practice with Miami earlier this week was supposed to be a balanced, back-and-forth day. Instead, it turned into a showcase of Chicago's progress. The defense was aggressive and disciplined, shutting down Miami's explosive plays. The offense moved the ball with rhythm, mixing sharp passes with smart runs. Even in drills, there was a sense of urgency, a hunger that had been missing in past seasons. And here's something you don't often see before a preseason opener. The betting odds shifted dramatically in Chicago's favor after that joint practice. Yes, the preseason scoreboard won't matter in December, but momentum matters right now. The Bears are favored, and not just by the odds makers. They're favored by fans, by analysts, and by anyone who's been paying attention to how this team has been built over the offseason. Let's rewind for a second to the last time these two teams clashed. It was November 6, 2022, back in the Matt Eberflus era. The Bears lost 35-32 in Miami, but it was far from a one-sided affair. Chicago actually controlled the time of possession by more than 9 minutes, converting 10 of 16 third downs and racking up 368 total yards. The problem wasn't moving the ball, it was costly penalties and a defense that couldn't quite close the door. Now, fast forward to today. Different head coach, different system, different mindset. The Bears now have a staff that preaches discipline, a roster infused with young talent, and a clear vision for how they want to play. And there's an added twist. Their new head coach, Ben Johnson, knows the Dolphins better than most in the league. For Ben Johnson, this isn't just his first game as an NFL head coach, it's a homecoming of sorts. Back in 2012, the Miami Dolphins were the first NFL team to give him a shot, hiring him as an offensive assistant fresh out of Boston College. From there, Johnson climbed the ladder: quarterbacks coach, tight ends coach, wide receivers coach. For years, he learned, adapted, and sharpened his football mind inside Miami's building. Fast forward 13 years, and he's walking into Soldier Field not as a young assistant, but as the man in charge of one of the NFL's most storied franchises. And his first opponent? The very team that gave him his start. You can't script it better than that. This isn't just another game for Johnson. This is a chance to prove himself, to test his system against a team whose DNA he knows well, and to give Bears fans their first true look at what Ben Johnson football really means. Last time Johnson schemed against Miami, back when he was offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, his offense put up 393 yards, with over 300 of those coming through the air. That game was a tale of two halves. A 24-0 lead at halftime followed by a collapse that cost Detroit the win. Johnson hasn't forgotten that lesson, and don't expect him to take his foot off the gas this time. Injury outlook: the Bears will be without a few key pieces, which opens the door for backups and bubble players to make their case. Tight end Cole Kmet is active after a recent injury scare, but his snap count could be limited. Running back Roschon Johnson is nursing a foot injury. Kyler Gordon is out with a hamstring issue, and rookie defensive tackle Shamar Turner won't suit up. Depth will be tested, especially in the trenches. Before listening to the latest news, subscribe to the channel, like it, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Let's move on to the new news. The bubble battle, who's playing for their jobs preseason, is where legends are born and where NFL dreams end. For some players, this game could be the difference between making the 53-man roster or packing their bags. On offense, Tyler Scott Wr. entering his third year, but in a crowded receiver room, every catch matters. He has speed and upside but needs production. Ian Wheeler RB, coming off a torn ACL, Wheeler faces long odds in a stacked backfield. Special teams impact could save him. JP Richardson Wr., an undrafted rookie with quickness and reliable hands. The preseason is his chance to turn heads. Travis Homer RB, proven special teams contributor, but must prove offensive value to survive roster cuts. On defense, Daniel Hardy Edge, strong last preseason and a special teams asset. Needs to show he can provide rotational pass rush depth. Zacch Pickens DT, former third-rounder, still looking for a breakout moment in his career. Trey Flowers DB, a big-bodied defensive back who can play physical press coverage. Shaun Wade DB, likely a practice squad candidate but could push for a depth spot with a strong showing. For these players, the preseason isn't about winning the game, it's about winning reps, winning matchups, and winning over the coaching staff. Let's be real, it's preseason, and the scoreboard won't decide playoff spots. But winning still matters. For the Bears, a victory in this opener is about momentum, mindset, and message. Here's how Chicago can set the tone. 1. Win the trenches, offensive line depth is under the microscope. Injuries have already forced adjustments, and this game will show whether the backups can protect the quarterback and create lanes for the run game. 2. Play smart. Play clean. Ben Johnson has been hammering discipline all camp. That means no false starts, no holding penalties, and no unnecessary mistakes that kill drives. 3. Max effort from bubble players for those fighting for a roster spot. This is the moment to go all out. Special teams, hustle plays, downfield blocking, everything counts. 4. Attack on defense. Dennis Allen's defense is built on pressure. Expect blitz packages, stunts, and aggressive coverage designed to rattle Miami's quarterbacks. The bigger picture this game isn't just about August 10th. It's about what the Bears want to be in 2025. This offseason wasn't about patchwork fixes. It was about building a team with depth, speed, and physicality. From the front office to the locker room, the message is clear. The NFC North is there for the taking. Sunday's matchup is just the start. Veterans will sharpen their timing. Rookies will get their first taste of NFL speed. And Ben Johnson will finally step onto the Soldier Field sideline as the leader of this team. The NFL might call it the preseason. In Chicago, we call it the beginning of something big. Bear down.